Hello, Jay with newtopuertorico.com, and I am parked right outside my office. I decided to make a little quick video about why is it that I decided to settle here. So I was born and raised here in Puerto Rico, and then I moved to the States, went to college there, lived for 10 years, and then I decided to move back after I had found a job. And my intention was to stay here 2 to 3 years, maybe. I'm closing in on 9 years. And I have no reason to leave the island. And in fact, I don't think that I could even afford to leave the island because life in the States for me would be very expensive. The agency that I work for would move me if there were an opening over there, and they would pay me the same, but it would be much more expensive to live over there for me than it is here. Now, some of the reasons why, and there's going to be a lot of reasons why I decided to settle here, but I'll mention a few that will come up to my head. Some of the reasons is just that it is cheaper for services and education here. So, if you need to take the car to the mechanic, or you need to have someone mow the lawn for you, or whatever it is, services are generally cheaper here than it is in the States. And also education. You can get a good quality university education for a quarter of what you would pay in the States. A private university or an expensive university here would set you back about $175 to $250 per credit hour. Compare that to like $800 or so in some universities in the States, or even more. So I know people who are getting their bachelor's degree in a private university for less than $20,000, the whole thing. So it is much more affordable here than it is if you were paying, for out-of-state tuition for sure in the States. Now, another thing is that, like I said, services are cheaper, and so is the medical care. So the medical care is way cheaper than it is in the States. And you're able to get your MRIs and your X-rays and your CT scans without obscene amount of waiting time. I mean, I think the most I've waited for an MRI has been 10 days, 2 weeks, maybe at most, mostly because of my schedule, not the clinic's schedule, not because of the doctor's office's schedule, but mainly because of my schedule. And insurance covers a lot of it. So medical care is generally cheaper, and the care that you get from the doctors is very good. So the doctors actually care. Now, I'm not saying that they don't care anywhere else, but for example, I have the cell phone number of my personal doctor, the pediatrician, some specialists, and if not, I do have the email. Yes, I actually do have the email address of every other doctor that I frequent that I don't have the cell phone for. I even have the cell phone number of the vet for my dogs. And it is very convenient, because if something were to happen and you really need a doctor just to give you advice on something quick, you can give them a call at any time and without any problems. I've ran into doctors at grocery stores, at Costco, and they ask, how are you doing? How's everything? And if you have something to talk about, you can talk about it there, no problem. I actually really like the care that I get from doctors here. And I have sent emails regarding any particular issue to more than one doctor at a time. So all the doctors, which most of them know each other, are up to speed with how everything is going. So I actually like it a lot. I don't have to wait long times to see a doctor, to make an appointment. Now, another thing is that people do complain that you have to wait at the doctor's office to see the doctor. You have an appointment at 9, it's 10, and you haven't been seen. Well, yes, that's true. You have to wait, and that is annoying. But once you get in to see the doctor's going to take 30, 40 minutes, however long it takes, to make sure that you have all your questions answered. You have nothing that you didn't speak to him or her about. So I actually like the doctor, the care that you get here from your primary physicians and the specialists, and it is much cheaper. So I like that a lot. Now, another thing is racism, for example. You know, my family is, I guess, mixed, and my children and my wife have never, ever, ever been subject to any sort of discrimination or racism at all, ever. And I have friends that are African Americans that work here from the States, and they tell me the same thing. They say that it's going to be hard to go back to the States and have to live through that type of mentality again. Now, I'm not saying that everybody's like that in the States or anything, but from their perspective, what they have told me, and I'll give you a specific example. An African American woman lived here for 10 years or so, I think a little over 10 years, and she moved back to the States, and she told me, Jay, 3 days after I moved back, I started hearing comments and people yelling and end this and end that, and it was extremely painful to feel that I left this island to be back with my family so that I can be subject to this again. So, like I said, I'm not saying that everywhere is like that. This was just an account from a personal friend, a personal co-worker, and I've had more than one co-workers that are African Americans that have lived here and have worked with me, and they felt the same way. So, it is really not an issue. When it came to racism, for me, something that I learned in books, something that shocked me when I moved to the States, and I'm very glad that I don't have to deal with it here, that my children don't have to deal with it here. I do pay a lot of taxes here, unfortunately. I'm not here on the Act 20 or 22. That's for people who moved from the States or other countries to Puerto Rico to establish businesses or whatever. I do not qualify for that. So those really crazy tax incentives that you would get if you were to be here on Act 20 and 22, I don't get. And even though I pay tons of taxes, I still like that I'm settled here, and I like that if I need to, 330 days at least out of the year, I can just drive to the beach, no problem. So it is a short drive to the beach, and I can just go, like I said, 330 days out of 365, and I'm being very conservative there, because probably more than that. So island time, another thing. People complain about island time, how things here are never on time and all those things, and at the beginning that was annoying. Now I like it. I like that I don't have to stress about that. I can just take it easy, you know. I get ready at the speed that I need to get ready. I can show up at gatherings and activities when I show up, and that's okay. There's no problem. If I miss something, then I miss something. But you're not expected to be at a particular time at anything, really. I mean, I suppose there's some things that you should be on time for, but for the most part, you know, just relax. If there's an activity, a work activity or whatever, it starts at 7, show up at 9:30, that's fine. There's really nothing to worry about, and the party ends whenever it ends. You know, there's no set time for a party to end. It ends when people leave, whatever. So I like that. Now I like it a lot. Now, one more thing that I can think of that is very underrated is this. This is a mango, and I just got it from the tree that is behind me in my office. And you'd be surprised how cool it is to grab fruit from a tree. And we have mango trees, we have quenepa trees, we have banana trees, lemon trees, avocado trees, and not the little Hass avocados, big gigantic avocados. I put a picture on the Facebook page of an avocado, local avocado, different kinds. So in my very small backyard, I have several banana trees. I have a lemon tree, I have an avocado tree, and I have guanabana trees. In English they're called soursop, I think. But you see mango trees all over. And it is really cool to just eat fruit that you pick from a tree. And I don't know why, there's just something to it. And like that, there are other fruit that you can pick from tree, plantains and others. So that is actually very underrated. Starfruit. We have starfruit here, and it's actually pretty good to just pick it from the tree and eat it. So those little things like that, I really like. I wouldn't be able to afford to move back to the States, or it would be very expensive. Oh, insurance for cars. I mean, crazy. I pay $250 a year for liability insurance of my car. I mean, I couldn't even think about paying that little in the States. So medical insurance, health insurance, much more expensive in the States, way cheaper here. People are extremely nice. My children make friends very easily. It is always warm. I can go to the beach just about whenever I want. I can go to a swimming pool just about whenever I want. I can run outside and exercise just about whenever I want. Plenty of sunshine, plenty of vitamin D. Can wear a t-shirt in July like now, or in January. Seasons, I like them, and I thought I would miss them. I really don't miss them that much. If I miss them, then I can probably just go on a trip somewhere and have winter or fall for a few weeks and then come back. So I really have settled in well here. It is not for the type A personality. If you need everything scheduled and just so, you're gonna hate it here. But me, I have adopted the island time mentality, much more relaxed, and I have no problem just being here and spending some quality time with family and just relaxed. So those are some of the reasons why I decided to settle here. Would I move back to the States? I suppose I would if I had to, but right now it is not something that I even am considering. Okay, and it's not that it's bad over there. I liked it over there, and I liked it a lot. And I had many things over there that I really liked. But I like this place just as much, and it is not costing me that much, and just I'm much more relaxed. Me. But I don't have a type A personality. If being this relaxed stresses you out, you're not gonna like it. So there you go, some of the reasons why I have settled here and why I like it, and I encourage you to consider those things, because you know yourself, and if you like those things, then you'll like it here, otherwise you won't. So thank you very much for watching the video. If you have any question, make sure you send me an email on our Facebook page, or send me an email, webmaster@nutopuertorico.com. And until next time, thank you.